This is an empty base plate, and I have 7 days to turn it into an Attack on Titan game. But is this even possible, as I have to make the ODM gear, the Titans, and so much more? Let's find out. First thing I did was make a small map for the Titans to spawn in. I started by changing the base plate to grass and then making some walls at the edges to surround the base plate. After that, I made some invisible walls so the player couldn't fly out the map. Then I made a small town using these houses and towers that I made and copied it around the base plate. The next thing I did was make the ODM gear in Blender, and after a few hours I had this. Then I made the blades by tracing a reference image to get a 2D outline of it. And this is what it looked like after I imported it into Roblox Studio and welded it to the player. After a lot of scripting, I got the ODM gear fully working and I was ready to move on to the VFX and the GUIs. But before I made the gas boosting effect, I made a very simple gas canister model in Blender. This will be used for the refill station, which the player can use to reload their blades and their gas when they're out. I imported it into Roblox Studio and moved it to the spawn point so players would easily be able to find where to refill their gas and blades. Then I added a proximity prompt and coded it so that when the player triggers it, they refill their gas back to the maximum amount. After that, I started working on the gas boosting effect, which will appear behind the player whenever they're boosting to make it look better. I started by placing an attachment at the back of the ODM part and putting a particle emitter inside it. I took a texture from a VFS pack I found in the toolbox, then adjusted some of the properties like its size and transparency to make it look like the gas was disappearing. Then I did some scripting to enable the particle emitter whenever the player is using their ODM gear and holding down space at the same time. It worked perfectly, but something was still missing, so I decided to add a trail behind the ODM gear when you're boosting to make it look even better. I made a simple Titan template which I would change later after I made the Titan models in Blender. I changed the colour of the rig's parts to skin colour, then made them a nape hitbox, which I could use in the script to calculate if the player was close enough to the Titan to kill it. Before making the Titan killing, I made some sword swinging animations that play when the player clicks. I added a remote event that files in the client when they click, and added some code on the server script that makes a hitbox and welds it to the player. The hitbox then checks all of the parts that it's touching, and if any of them are Titan's nape, it sets the Titan's health to 0. Every 10 seconds, the script picks a Titan at random from the different Titan models and clones it. It then sets its parent to the workspace, and I set its position to one of the spawn parts on the map which it picks at random. I set the spawn time to 2 seconds, and as you can see, Titans randomly spawn at one of the 3 spawn points on the map every other second. Before working on the Titan movement, I made a blade box in Blender to go along with the gas canisters at the refill station. After making the Titan movement, I started working on the blade GUI to show the player their blade durability. I took the GUI from the official Attack on Titan game and put it in Photopea. The first thing I did was make half the handle shape using the pen tool. I only made it half so I could flip it and make it symmetrical. Then I made the actual blade next to it and split it into a few separate images so I could make just the grey part shorter or longer in the game based on your durability. I went back to Blender to make the Titan models, and I started by making the arms and legs as a template. Then I made 3 different upper torsos to have some variation of the Titans. The first 2 were simple so I could use the decimate modifier on them and they still looked fine, but the third one had a lot more detail so it took a lot longer to make. I had to do some retopology, then bake the details onto a low poly version. This is what it looked like after I imported all of them into Roblox Studio. After that, I made the grabbing system so that the player gets grabbed and eaten if they stay within the range of the Titan for too long. And with that, the game was finished. The link will be in the description if you want to play, but it's only on computer right now so you can't play if you're on mobile. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want me to update this game.